One of the second biggest lies in the dating world, following on from the video that I posted yesterday with the number one biggest lie in the dating world, is that being physically attractive or deemed physically attractive guarantees that you have more options. Now, whether you are male or female and perceived as somebody that is naturally beautiful or naturally magnetic does not mean that you automatically have more people that are more compatible with you.
I love this argument that modern women try to make, which is like, oh, I'm physically attractive and I attract all of these people, but I don't actually have any options, right? Because there are no good men. I'm not willing to settle. I'm looking for a good man. I don't have any options. This is the thing, guys. Average men are completely invisible to modern day women. You can give them thousands of options of average guys who are like 5'8" or 5'9" who make $60K a year, but they don't want these men. Okay? The average men are completely invisible and they don't count. They are not real options to the beautiful modern women that exist today. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with some absolute nonsense for you here today. And on today's episode, we are going to be featuring this woman who is essentially saying, listen, modern women are beautiful, but there are just no good men. There are no good options, okay? We have all of this attention, but we're not really compatible with any of these men. So let's jump into the video. I think this woman's like a female dating coach or something, probably one of these feminine energy coaches. You already know the drill. Let's jump into it.
One of the second biggest lies in the dating world, following on from the video that I posted yesterday with the number one biggest lie in the dating world, is that being physically attractive or deemed physically attractive guarantees that you have more options.
It does. I'm sorry. Like, your justification makes no sense. If you are hell, you could stop it if you're a woman, right? If you are physically attractive, you will have more options when you are dating. It's really that simple. Now, you might not think that they are viable options for your taste and your standards, but you still do have options.
Now, whether you are male or female and perceived as somebody that is naturally beautiful or naturally magnetic does not mean that you automatically have more people that are more compatible with you.
I mean, that's not what you said first, is it? What you said first was options, not compatibility. You see how, now we're shifting the goalposts, right? Oh, yeah, I can get all. I'm just not really compatible with them,
Attraction is not mutually exclusive with compatibility. It's the same way that when you see a beautiful painting, people are drawn to it because the human mind likes harmony. It likes seeing things that are synthesized. And so this is why people that have, are naturally attractive or have a high level of attraction people are drawn to them in the same way that they are towards art or to beautiful things or to things in nature that have a rhythmic balance to them.
I love how now we're just spewing a bunch of words, right? This is like just somebody who's trying to sound intellectual, right? We're trying to, make this sound a lot fancier than it actually is. It's actually not very similar to a painting or nature or anything like that. It's just attraction between men and women. That's what we're describing here. We're not describing the Mona Lisa. Okay, this is very, very different. I don't know why we're just choosing to use all of this, convoluted language here, but this is what you get when you listen to feminine dating coaches or whatever the hell this woman is over on TikTok.
It's not because it guarantees that they have more options, because they're still a human being with their own complexities, their own traumas, their own makeup, their own timing, that is only going to be compatible with a small number of people. And the reason that people attach to these ideas that if you have more of something or you're seen as having a commodity of something, therefore it guarantees that you have more options, is because the ego associates abundance with quantity and not quality.
Yeah, okay, so now we're bringing in words like ego, right? I mean, here's the thing, madam. If a woman is attractive, or if somebody's attractive in general, they are going to have more options than somebody who is unattractive. It's really quite simple. Okay. Now the question becomes, okay, are any of these people up to your standards? Right? Which is a different question entirely. Now, the average man is not up to the average modern woman's standards. This is reflected throughout, any sort of really dating statistic. I would refer to dating applications, right? Because that's where everyone is choosing to meet each other these days. You can see this very clearly. Women are not choosing the average men. The average men are completely invisible. Now, does this mean that those men don't actually exist? No. There's still options for these women. A lot of these women could have a relationship with the average man. They could have a marriage. They could settle down and have kids and so on. But the women don't want to. Why? Because they feel like they deserve better. Okay? Well, why would I settle for the man who's only 5'8" when I hooked up with a dude who's 6'4" the other day off of Tinder, who makes a lot more money? Surely I can just weasel my way into a relationship with that man, but that's not how it works. You see what I'm saying, guys? So women are complaining about a problem when in reality, their standards, their unrealistic dating standards are the problem that they are describing. It's not men that are the problem. There's always going to be average men, by definition, of course. Okay? The problem is that modern day women are completely delusional with what they expect out of a romantic significant other.
Quality is enriched through experience. It's enriched through time and patience because it allows you to develop as a human being and to understand who you are. Quantity is just having many things accessible to you all at once that have very little depth. And so if you want a long-term relationship where there's a high level of compatibility, you have to sit into your own energy long enough to listen to your own signals and to allow it to come towards you, to pull in the right person.
Yeah, guys, that's what you need to do. Okay, if you're struggling in the dating market as a man, dare I say, right? If you're struggling in dating, well, the reason why you're struggling in dating is because you just need to be sitting with your own energy, guys. That's really the solution here. What you want to do is you want to sit into your own energy. And you want to align your chakras with the moon, okay? And then when the moon is in the right position in the sky, then you'll find your wife who's going to just drop down from the heavens and you guys are going to live happily ever after. Now, the key to this is you want to be on the right vibrational frequency, okay? Because that is what life is all about. I think I just threw up in my mouth, guys. Like, this is the kind of crap that women say when they just don't live in reality. And the funny thing is, okay, if you were to show this video to like an older woman, for example, who's married and more along the traditional lines of, a traditional woman, you show her a video like this and she will laugh at it. She'll probably be confused. Those older women that I'm describing who are in long-term successful marriages, right? They will look at women like this and be like, what the hell went wrong? What happened? Okay, because these women don't live in reality, guys. I'm telling you. They go on about frequencies and all of this nonsense, and they just do not live in the real world. It's insane, man.
You have to sit into your own energy long enough to listen to your own signals and to allow it to come towards you, to pull in the right person.
Yeah, guys, you just want to be listening to your own signals, okay? And then allow your signals to pull in the right person. All right? Everyone, have we taken notes? Okay, good.
Because your body is extremely magnetic and it's doing this all the time. It's pulling in experiences towards you all of the time. But if you're constantly distracting yourself, you're attaching to these ideas that somehow you have to be something else or that you're in a state of lack because you don't fall in line with certain things or that you have certain things in your life that not everybody wants, that somehow it's going to be harder for you to obtain those experiences. It's nonsense. If anything, the more refined you become, the easier it becomes to navigate because you don't feel a pull towards anything else that isn't in vibratory alignment with you.
What on earth did this woman even just say? Like, I'm not going to even bother translating that. I genuinely just don't even think it's worth the effort. I mean, this is the role model. Okay, these are the role models for young modern women. You know, like, let's think about that for a second. Okay, if you're a woman and you, like many other young women, you're on TikTok. First of all, that's a terrible idea. But let's just say you're over on TikTok and you look up, you know, dating advice, or you look up life advice. You're not going to get the advice from some, like, you know, 40, 50-year-old woman who's been married a very long time, who, you know, has some degree of morals, right? You're going to get women in their car who functionally terrible at dating, who can't keep a long-term relationship most of the time, and they're going to talk to you about aligning your energy. You know, this is the role models. This is the role model material for the next generation of women. And to be honest, I think it's really quite sad, guys. I really do. But we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.